So many times in the world of exploring, old train tracks lead to interesting places. And that is certainly true up here in Hingham, Massachusetts. These tracks are part of what once was the Hingham Naval Ammunition Depot Annex. That's a mouthful there. Built around 1941 or so and abandoned in the early 60s, I believe 1962. It's basically a state park now, but there are some remnants of the annex that are left. And we're actually coming up on one of those buildings right now. So this is building 83. This was, I believe, a ammunition storage building, storage bunker. Very, very, very thick walls. And I would assume the reason why it's still here is because of how thick this thing is and how difficult it would be to tear this thing down. These walls are certainly at least 2 feet thick. I can't get away from used toilet paper. Wherever I go, used toilet paper. These doors. There's really not much to these buildings. Again, I think this was just ammunition storage. This annex was once a sprawling 3,500 acre facility and used during World War II, and then it was actually closed down for a little bit after the war, and then once the Korean War started up, it was reopened and used again. Boy, look at this. If you're into skateboarding, look at that ramp. By the way, this is the Wampatuck State Park now. So I'm assuming the state bought the property and they tore down the majority of these buildings. I mean, there were many, many, many buildings and it employed thousands of people. So Wampatuck State Park, now at 3,500 and some odd acres, was previously known as the Cohasset Naval Annex. The land for the annex was bought for the U.S. Navy in 1941 to serve as the main supplier of armaments for the Atlantic Fleet during World War II, and then again for the Korean War. And in 1967, the annex was purchased by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and by May of '69, open to the public as a state park. And most of the production and storage buildings are gone, but closed bunkers and foundations and railroad tracks. There's a lot of stuff around. You can kind of look around and you'll find stuff in the woods here. I think these were blast-proof walls. I think that's what they were. So this must have been like a blast testing area. So these were filled with dirt, so they could test, you know, so shrapnel wouldn't go flying. It's the only thing I can think of. Unfortunately, there's not too much information about all these structures, so this is all man-made, fortified with bricks, stone, and dirt. So the other side of this was testing, ammunitions testing, and things like that. The state came in and got rid of most of this stuff. The stuff that they left was probably just not worth it. Time and money to break apart these super thick concrete walls, and then these wooden sand barriers here. I mean, eventually these things will cave in and fall apart anyway, so we're in the blast zone. Actually, you know what? This was one of them. But all the wood, either it fell apart, so they ripped it all the way down, but it's all the sand. There's a light up there. Interesting structures. The light itself is gone. Yeah, it's funny, walking through the woods, you kind of see that there was just a whole bunch of paved roads and driveways through here. Unfortunately, there's just not too much of it left. Still amazing history. And it's a great place nowadays to walk your dog or ride your bikes. So if you're in the Hingham area, come down to the Wampatuck State Park, and you'll find this stuff. It's out there in the woods. Interesting place, nonetheless. All right. See you in the next video.